This happened to me about 5 years ago. I was 26 at the time and had been dating this girl, Ashley, for about 3 weeks. We weren't boyfriend and girlfriend yet, but we were just getting to know each other. Ashley went to college at a state university about an hour from where I lived. I was heading out there to see her, and I figured tonight would be the night that I would ask her to be my girlfriend. I passed by a forest preserve that was about 5 miles away from where she lived. I figured I would take her there and ask her out under the stars, as it was a pretty clear night. She was kind of a hopeless romantic, so I knew that she would like that. I got to her house and we hung out for a bit, and I asked her if she wanted to go out to the forest preserve. Being the adventurous type, she said yes, and we headed off. We pulled up into an empty parking lot and got out to walk the trails. As I had this idea to go out here on the fly, I was very ill-prepared and didn't have a flashlight, so we had to use our cell phones for light. We walked and talked, and after a little while we ended up at a clearing. I figured this would be the perfect place to ask her out. We stopped and stood there and shared a kiss. I told her how much I enjoyed the first few weeks, and just as I was about to ask her, we heard the sound of a large branch break coming from the woods that surrounded us. We both got quiet. "Did you hear that?" Ashley whispered to me. "Yeah, I did," I told her. After a few moments of silence, we disregarded the noise and both assumed it was just an animal. We started talking again and then stopped, hearing the rustling of leaves come from the same area where we heard the stick break moments before. "Hello?" I asked to the forest as I shined my light in the direction of the noises. No response. The largest animal in our area was deer, and there was no way they'd get to this close to us and stay there. I knew it had to be another person. I whispered to Ashley and told her I thought it was time to go. She agreed. I could tell she was nervous, but was trying not to let it show. I was the same way. We slowly started down the path back to the small parking area. What I heard next sent chills down my spine. It took me a while to pick up on it, but I could hear the faint sound of footsteps about 20 or 30 yards behind us, just out of reach of our phone lights. Whenever we stopped, the footsteps would stop. "Hey, whoever's back there, just piss off, we're leaving, alright?" I yelled into the darkness, trying to sound tough for Ashley, who was now gripping my arm tightly. We started walking again, and I told her that we should speed up our pace. She agreed, and we were now in a power walk down the trail. I still heard the footsteps behind me, keeping in step with us. My heart started beating faster as her hand clamped down harder on mine. We were now at a jog. I could hear whoever it was still keeping up with us with no problem. The next thing I heard made my adrenaline hit high gear. It was a chuckle. From whoever was pursuing us. An evil, raspy chuckle. I knew Ashley heard this too, as she looked at me and said with eyes wide, "Let's go." She released my hand and took off at a full sprint. I did the same, keeping right up on her heels. I could hear the person in the darkness speed up as well. We were about 50 yards from the parking lot when the worst thing happened. I tripped. There was a root sticking out of the ground that I couldn't see in the darkness, and fell. Since I was at a full speed sprint, there was no graceful falling. I just crashed hard on the ground. As soon as I hit, I felt something fall on top of me. I realized what it was after a second, and went into full panic mode. The forest stalker had been running so closely behind me, he fell on me when I tripped. He was the first to regain his composure, and I felt him quickly roll off of me and then return, putting a knee into my chest. This nearly knocked the wind out of me as I tried to call for help. I realized I didn't have to, as Ashley was there almost instantly and punched the man in the face as hard as she could. He fell off of me. She helped me up and we resumed our sprint to the car. We got in range of the parking lot and I could see my truck. I pulled out my remote and hit unlock. I heard the man running full bore again just a little ways behind us, but we made it in the truck and locked the doors. I slammed the key into the ignition and fired the truck up, throwing it into reverse and hit the gas. There was a loud thump that came from the back, like someone was banging on the tailgate. I put it in drive and put the pedal to the floor. I looked in my mirror and saw a silhouette of a man, illuminated by my taillights, standing there, watching us drive off. When we got back into town, I called the police, but unfortunately nothing ever came of it. I often wonder what the man wanted, or what could have happened if we stayed out there, or if Ashley hadn't hit the man. That had to be the scariest night of my life. Ashley and I are still together now, planning on getting married next year. We still have plenty of fun and an adventurous spirit, but we always make sure to keep out of forest preserves at night. Hey everyone, Dismal Hero here. Thanks for checking out the video, and if you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe so you're always up to date with my new videos. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time.